When we begin belly binding, we want to make sure that our bladder is empty before we bind because we want our uterus to heal in its proper place. Now, with whatever bottoms you're wearing, make sure that you bring them down just about below your hips so that we have a lot of room to wrap our wraps around our bodies. Now, go ahead and unravel your entire wrap. It may be a little bit long, so take your time. Once it's all the way unraveled, take one end of your wrap and go ahead and wrap it around the bottom of your hips or your waist. It should feel like it's primarily on your butt, and go ahead and just make sure that it is flat and snug. So when you go ahead and turn around, the shorter part of your wrap should touch the ground. With your right hand, I want you to bring that short piece under your long one and wrap it around. You can wrap it around 2 times, or you can tie it in a small knot just to make sure that it is snug and secure. Now, throw that short piece over your shoulder and hold it in place, and then go ahead and flatten out your wrap and pull around your waist the same exact place directly over the last piece that you wrapped around, so that we are making sure that foundation is secure. Once you make it back, feel for your knot, drop the short piece down, wrap it around again just once, bring it back up over your shoulder, and I want you to layer on top of your previous wrap, slightly above that previous wrap, so that we can begin making our way up your back. So again, make sure that it is flat. Bring it slightly above, so we're beginning to layer, not too much, but just enough to where it goes slightly above. Feel for the previous knot. Drop the short part of your wrap, wrap it underneath, bring it back around, and then you're going to repeat this process all the way up. Now, it will take a few minutes. Be patient. It is much easier to do it in front of the mirror, but you want to make sure that when you are looking at your knots, that they are going in a straight line up. We don't want them to be curving in any one direction. It should be snug, not to the point where you cannot breathe, but it should feel like you are actually in some sort of binded wrap. Not that this is a t-shirt, it is not that loose, but make sure again that you are making your way up your belly towards your rib cage. As you can see, once we get to the end, your short piece will become much shorter, and we want to make sure that we are going right underneath our breasts or covering the majority of our torso. Again, make sure that you are pulling and making it snug before you wrap each time, and continue wrapping until you get right underneath your chest or when you run out of cloth. As you can see here, I have possibly one more opportunity to wrap this around my belly. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around and use as much of the cloth as I can to cover as much area around my torso as I can. Make that last snug wrap, and then I'm going to take my short piece, tuck it in, and bring the remaining cloth around my back and tuck the rest of that in. As you can see, it is pretty snug, but I can still breathe. My knots are lined up. You want to make sure that you can move around in this because you will be doing things all day that will require you to move around. It will help your posture, but make sure that you can pull your pants down underneath it so you can still go to the bathroom, and that you can take a seat comfortably and get up without feeling like you're straining or that you cannot breathe. You can begin binding at any point and will want to wear it 8 to 10 hours a day for 40 days.